All right. Yo, welcome to the Elite Table Talk. You're here with myself, Karl, and we've got a special guest, Jye. Now, a little bit about Jye that some of you might know. This is a man of multiple businesses. So he's not just a singular business owner, he's a multi-business owner, trainer, or entrepreneur, we would say now. And a little bit about myself and Jye. We met 2 years ago or a year ago. We're doing a networking event, I think with Jimmy.
Yeah, I'd say it's been a year and a half now.
Yeah. Didn't really we chatted a little bit, but it wasn't like, oh my God, we're best friends. Just more observation from afar. And this guy's really taken off, really it's gone through the ringer. Yeah. And we actually just reconnected at Elite Immersion with co-host Dan, or the man himself, Dan Henderson.
We actually met in Goldie. Again. We're sitting in front row at Clean Health.
That's right, Clean Health, yep. From Clean Health, Jye goes, Karl, whatever you're doing, stop it, open a gym, come to Perth. Give it whatever your dreams are, they're bigger in Perth.
Well, there's a lot of opportunity in WA.
And so from there, we had a good laugh, but we just really, every so often we'll message, support one another, and he's in Sydney for a few days, so it'd be rude not to.
100%, and coming here, looking at your facility and, how far you've gone as well, man, you should be very proud. Awesome facility, got awesome equipment, he's got some hammer strength, he's got some really cool stuff that I've actually not used, so congratulations on that one.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the purpose of Elite Table Talk. The purpose is to understand the person themselves that we're interviewing, so Jye. Mm-hmm. So let's get straight into it. Who is Jye?
Jye, I think that's me, eh? There's a lot of backtracking. Let's go from the start. I was just a PT. And before that, I was sort of in the business space in a partnership in a clothing company with my girlfriend at the time's cousin.
Yep.
It was called Alpha State Apparel. I really loved the clothing side of things, and designing something that I could always wear. That didn't really go to plan, just because we just had our differences. So we separated from the business, and then I started just designing my own clothes for me, not to make money from, because everyone used to call me Jyza as a nickname. I think they called me that just growing up, was Jyza when I was doing my Muay Thai and boxing. And I started just manufacturing my own clothes that I was wearing at the gym, and started from there. Everyone started complimenting and wanting to wear some of my shorts, and then tees, and then singlets, and sort of grew from there. But I have stepped back from doing it because I think it was more of just a personal brand for me. Obviously, my focus now is my gym, Zero Gym, and it's just been massive in the last 6 months of opening. I had a gym previously that I outgrew that in 7 months. After running Facebook ads and starting getting into content. And, I've put everything into Zero Gym, and it's been really good.
So Jye is really the owner of Zero Gym and a man of clothing. And your logo on the other one, what does it say again, your second business?
So what, for Zero or Jyza?
Jyza. So it's Jyza, but it looks like a triangle at the end?
It's a name? Yes, yeah.
What is it like? Why? Dyslexic me is why don't you just spell it the way it's meant to be spelled?
Because I went into partnership with the Illuminati.
Okay.
They said they were going to advertise for free. Nah, I don't know.
Rest in peace, Karl, never found again.
Taking his gym. Nah, I don't know. I really like some of the logo designs that I had people make up, and I just thought it was cool. To be honest, I haven't really seen that logo much anymore, just because obviously my focus has just been so directly on the Zero and the online space. But yeah, funny how that.
selfish plug there. So we've got Jye's online space, the facility and clothing brand, eh?
Yes.
You just mentioned agency too, and we'll be good to go.
Oh, shit. He's just disclosed it.
So, Illuminati, take them out. So, obviously you got into the health and fitness industry. So, for a little quick play of a video to really summarize in 90 seconds, but really you've gone from security, working 4 jobs, then having outgrown a gym, big shift with partner, going separate ways, and then family, mum.
Yeah, so pretty much it's fucking pretty crazy. So my dad passed away when I was 24, so about two almost 3 years ago now. And then
Come on, you're 27. You know, that's 3 years. That's 3 years.
I only just turned 27, only 2 weeks ago. But no, so the old man had a heart attack out of nowhere, and he died. And then 3 months later, my mum's brother then passed away from a disease. And then 4 months after that, my mum's other brother passed away too. So it was a pretty fucked up experience, to be honest. I don't wish it upon anyone, but that is life, and you can't control what happens. You just got to take it in and just turn any negative into a positive and just grow. Only makes you stronger.
Yeah.
At the time, if someone told me that, I'd probably punch them out. But looking back at it, I went in, sort of got help. I put myself in a Muay Thai camp for 4 months, and I separated from everyone, and I just needed that time for me to get some solitude. And I think that was a big thing for me. There's only so much people can say. It comes down to you at the end of the day, and sometimes you just got to accept what's lost.
Yeah. Well, probably to distill it, because you said you would punch yourself in the face if you gave yourself that advice.
Yeah.
Right. I'll just go through a rapid fire. As health professionals, we help build habits.
Yes.
We help people with their lifestyle, their training, nutrition. I guess for you, I'll move that over a bit so it's easy for you, would be, you've had the separation through partnership, and then you've had the catalyst of family.
Yes.
So I guess what were your routines and habits? So like morning, nighttime routine, training habits, when you had separation, before the separation of partnership, everything looked like it was going well?
Yeah, so with the separation with the clothing was like ages ago. I had a missus before I've gone big with the gym. That separation was obviously not easy, but
you grew from it.
100%. I learned so much from that. Your true colours after that experience, and you sort of grow from that. You turn into a better person, and who isn't a good person, and you sort of just hail in. I just got focused. I knew my mission, and I know there's people watching down on me, and I want to really prove to them that they did have I felt like they believed in me at the time, but I was just a young, dumb teenager doing dumb shit, and it's time to start shining.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was your question?
So let's go back and forth. 2 years ago, before the deaths,
yes,
and the challenges, what would your day-to-day look like?
Man, honestly, I was just a teenager trying to party, make money.
So there's no routine?
Not really. Like, I knew there was a routine. Like, don't get me wrong, I was hustling. I had 4 jobs, security, PT, working for the gym. I was doing my clothing and even some exporting for companies. I was just waking up early, working, go back working. Like, I don't think there was a routine. I just worked. All my hours was just working. I wouldn't say I woke up at fucking 4 a.m. to do this or do that. I do that now, don't get me wrong. But at that time when I was just starting, I was just learning, and I was doing a lot of drugs, and I was trying to numb a lot of the pain that I went through before my dad died. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't disclosed. But I was just, smoking a lot of weed and doing other things and going out and doing 3-day benders and hanging around some wrong people and doing some wrong things. And it's till, I reckon, after my dad and all that happened, it really fucking hit me. And I knew I needed to make change in myself because no one gives a shit. And it's only up to me who's going to pull me out the rut.
Yeah. So your routine was uncertainty and inconsistency. So with that, Dad passed away. Was it like, boom, right there? So for example, for myself, my catalyst for me was my grandfather passed away.
Yeah.
Like, man of the house back in Ireland and really provided. And it was only, like, he passed away, I got really angry, but it wasn't the thing that actually made me make the shift. It was actually until I started punching marble and fracturing my hand, and I was like, couldn't do anything else, right?
Yeah.
And then you're forced to make that decision. So for you, you're partying, Dad passed away. What was the catalyst that made you like flip the switch?
Man, there's so many things. Like, the only time I could open up was when I was on drugs. Like, yeah, I could not speak to anyone. I've always been my own person growing up. Like, I've had a pretty fucking rough childhood, you know. And the only time I could open up was when I was just fucked up on drugs. And I got a lot out of it. And don't get me wrong, I never spoke to anyone. Like, I didn't go get help after my dad and that died. I was getting on benders and just expressing my feelings with people that actually did help. I'm not saying do drugs, it's going to help. But to me at the time, it definitely helped me because I was getting a bit off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
But what flipped the switch was when I went to Thailand after everyone passing away. I went and fought at the biggest stadium in Phuket in Thailand as main event versus this Thai guy. I wanted to go there and fight because my dad always wanted me to fight. Done 5 rounds, 3 minutes, lost on decision, got a bit ripped off, but it was a good fight. And then
sabotage.
After that, I then went on a bad bender.
gotta get it out.
I went on a mad one. Anyways, I didn't sleep for like 2-3 days, and I had a motorbike accident. Almost costing my life. Came off my motorbike, no helmet.
Is that during the bender?
Yeah, at the end of the bender, at the end of it, and I came off.
Disclaimer: everything is for educational purposes and maybe hypothetical.
Hey, look, I'm telling you how my switch got flicked, and
not flipped, flicked. That's how you get the accident.
We're back on. Let's go. So I came off my motorbike, no helmet, hit the curb. I was found bleeding out on the highway in Thailand at midnight by myself. I actually got picked up by 2 Thai people, took me to the hospital, saved my life. And it was till then where I was sitting in my bed, got all scars all through my head, fucking all over my body. And I was just sitting there, like, couldn't move, all my legs were busted. And I was just thinking to myself, no one's going to be able to pay for this bill. Like, cause my family's very poor. My dad...
You've down 3 family members, 3 providers.
There's no money in my family, like they're full broke, and I felt like I'd no one to call. And I was sitting in the bed just thinking to myself, like, I really fucked up, and I knew I did, and knowing no matter what surgery or what payment I needed to get out of here, no one was going to be able to pay for that. And it was at that point when I realised that I've only got myself. And that was one of the most heartbreaking feelings I could have ever felt in my life. And it was till that day I made a commitment to myself that I'm going to the top. I'm just going balls deep in everything I do. I've had a second chance at life. And I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, wow.
And
just to go a little deeper on that, how long were you in the hospital for? So you couldn't move? You were like...
Yeah, I was proper busted.
And because you know people like Adam Sullivan, James Smith, you know, like some of those people that are well known in our industry. did you know any of them back then?
I didn't know any of them.
So you weren't connected with Dan? No people?
Nah, I knew Dan. I was speaking to him. I was actually meant to be joining his... This is actually a funny story. So I was actually meant to be joining up with him, and I had to keep putting everything back. You know that client that keeps messaging going, sorry, I can't make it, or can't do this, can't do that.
Yeah.
I was that guy. And I was like...
Mr. Excuses?
Pretty much. I said to him, I was like, Dan, look, man, like my dad just died. And he was like, oh, fuck, sorry, that, blah, blah, blah. Then 2 months later, I was coming on board, and then my uncle died, and I was like, look.
I'm not doing this, I swear.
Yeah. And then... Fuck. Then I said my other uncle, and it just sounded like a joke. And I'm not that kind of guy. When I commit. And I said to him, look, I've just had a motorbike accident, almost died. And then after having 4 times sort of going, I can't join up right now, I just sent him a video. I'm like, look, man, I'm just about bleeding out in this hospital bed. I said, look, man, like I actually, I'm not joking. And then he's like, fuck, sorry, man, like it's all good, just take your time. And I've been with him since, and it's been a game changer.
Yeah. I love that most of Dan's clients now use the word game changer.
We're running it up.
Yeah. What about if he was to challenge you a bit? You know, like, because you've now built this network where you connect, you reach out to Adam and you're like, hey, what's working? Hey, Dan, let's go in on this. So, like, there are business coaches out there where they'll be like, you know, come on, enough of the bullshit, or, you know, you're better than this. You know, they're looking to inspire or motivate. What would have happened, do you think, if Dan was to do that to you, where it's like, come on, man, this is the 4th time. Yeah, I understand family members have died, but when do you put yourself first? Because you were forced to have that conversation with yourself, but how do you think you would have responded if someone had pulled you up to say it?
Oh, good question. Look, I probably would have just said, look, like if I knew I needed time, I would have said, look, I just need some more time for sure. But I also love when people push me. I like that. I like them. Sometimes it's good to remind me that who you're heading, because I've not had that. You know, losing a lot of family members. I don't speak to any of my family. The only sort of person that I really love and keep close is my Oma. She's 99.
And Vitruvian Health studio just so everyone knows, because he's sleeping here.
Where are my bags? He's actually cashed them in at Cashies.
Yeah, so only your Oma.
Yeah, my Oma. She's the most loyal person in my family that I can really sort of chat to. She's a lot older, and it's hard to talk to someone, but you know, it's hard to talk to someone that is that old and just doesn't really understand my position. You know, the generation's changed since fucking she was my age. You know, she's 99, and 2 wars she's seen. So, but yeah, apart from that, like, I know what I need to do. I've seen a lot of family members do bad things, and I've learned from that. And it's all about taking someone else's experiences and understanding them so you don't make the same mistake. Because, you know, in life you make a mistake, you learn from it, and it's only a mistake if you make it twice. And I stand by that for sure.
Yeah, wow. And just so if we keep pulling the thread there.
Yep.
So Dan was checking in each and every so often. You know, it was time to get started. You say, not just yet. He's like, okay, totally understand, you got to do you. And from the point where you get your phone, I'm not kidding, I swear. You've now had this tough conversation with yourself. You know, you couldn't move, and then is it weeks or days have gone by, and you're like, Dan, let's go, or you know, did you just do it? You're like, I'm going to do this myself, and then you get stuck.
When I was in the hospital bed, I got sent home. I had the CT scan to see if I had any bleeding from the brain and everything.
Out of brain.
Yeah, out of brain. I had 12 stitches in my head and all through my hand and legs. And I was staying in this penthouse when I was there, and I was just sitting in my bed going like, what am I doing? I had to get a friend hold a water bottle for me to piss in because I couldn't move. Like it was insane.
Are you guys still friends?
Yeah, she's a friend of mine. Yeah. She lives in Hong Kong.
She's a keeper.
She's the best thing ever. She's like my best girl mate.
Hang on.
Sure.
Was she in Hong Kong at the time?
No. She was in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, she flew over just to help me pee in a bottle.
I'll always remember that, and I definitely owe it to her for sure. She helped me. I was sitting in this just penthouse and just fucking couldn't do anything, and I was just so pissed off. I was like, I need to get out of here. So I was laying in bed for about a week. I then booked my flight, one flight back to Perth, and obviously I've got stitches all through my body, right? I was in the plane. The nurses, the host desks were running up to me going, Sir, your head's bleeding. Because I've only just got stitches like a week before flying, the compression of the plane was pushing the blood out of my head. It was dripping all down my neck. And they were freaking out. I was so like, just get me home. I just had enough. I was on trammies. I wasn't even knowing at that point. And they're rushing me to the front of the plane, and they're all touching me with all this.
Oh, they're only human.
They're loving it. And I was just like,
yeah,
don't stress. They'll just put more, antiseptic shit on there and trying to keep it clean. And anyways, I got home. I got pushed through the actual airport in a bloody wheelchair. So I got that VIP access. Should probably do that more often.
So hang on, did you walk onto the plane and then you had to get off in a wheelchair?
Nah, I was wheelchairing the whole time.
The whole time, okay.
I couldn't walk.
It's like walked on the plane, like, nah, you're in a wheelchair.
No. But yeah, it's crazy to think I was in that position.
From party life to wheelchair to then actualise.
From benders to bands.
In the gym, band of workouts.
Yes.
And
this is the best.
Yeah, and peak resistance. And yeah, wow. So you've gone, so you're in a wheelchair. Now you're at home. What are you doing?
That is a good question.
So that's 3 weeks of just you gone, fuck, no one's coming.
No one's coming.
Except for the girl from Hong Kong.
She wasn't here. She wasn't coming.
She left you. Yeah, she's back in Hong Kong.
She left.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck, that was a traumatic experience.
And, yeah, wow. And so...
Quick shout out to Libs for saving my life, if you're listening or watching.
Yeah, I'll send her the video.
Yeah.
And so, from that, you've got people that, I know, for example, Tony Robbins, he, had his moment and he just started journaling like crazy. The vision, the mission, where he was going. Like, what did you have?
I just knew I had to put everything in. I went to work 2 days.
Before it was bodyguard, apparel, trainer.
Working for the gym. And I was doing exporting for other companies for clothing.
And working with the missus? Or is that was
No, that was just me.
Yep. So you're doing 4 things.
Yep.
And you then go, I'm going all in on one?
No, I was going all in on everything.
All of them again.
Yeah. Like, I was getting up at like 4:30, doing PT. Doing all my PT, middle of the day I'd work for the gym. Doing like group classes. In between lunch break and sessions, I was doing designing for clothes and for other companies, printing jumpers and stuff for other gyms. I'd finish around like 8 o'clock. I'd then go do security from like 8:30 to like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I'd rinse and repeat. Some nights I was getting 2 to 4 hours sleep. Like, it was just... I was just getting skinny. I was getting really skinny because no matter how much food I was eating, I was just stressing and I just had no rest.
Body wasn't taking it in. Yeah.
Nah.
So then what was so you've gone all in, you're doing the different type of bender.
Yeah.
When did you pivot then? Like, how long did you do that for?
Done that for maybe a year and a half to almost 2 years.
Still doing it?
I was, yeah. it was till I started making really good money and getting really good sessions in at the gym and working for myself. So obviously I was going to drop what I was making less money on. The reason why I'd done security was I was networking, I was getting paid while socialising, and I was staying off the benders.
Oh, sure, what? Shizing?
Huh? Socialising.
Socialising. Shizing.
Shizing.
And, okay, so you're building your network. So there was a reason why you did that.
Yeah, I was getting good money.
Getting paid to play?
Getting paid to play, you know. There's a little technique I used to do as a security guard. Probably shouldn't share this, but...
Do share?
Come on, Carl, don't look at me.
Come on,
like
elite techniques, mate. Elite, only the elite.
This is fucking elite. So, when I was security guard, you know, I'd talk to a few people, just have a few girls come up to me and chat, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I used to chat to him, so I was just a nice bloke. And then, Say what?
Used to chat. How do you do that?
I don't know. What we're doing right now.
Winging it.
Don't make me bend you like Beckham does. No, this is funny. So I'd talk to a few, you know, chicks and just see how they're going. I'd tell them I was a personal trainer. They're like, oh yeah, cool. You know, we'd exchange Instagrams or something. From there, you know, we'd just keep chatting. I'd get them into the club and I'd sign them up. I'd get them on like a 14-week program, 2 sessions a week. And then...
Whilst in the club?
No, like the gym.
Oh, in the gym.
Yeah, sorry, okay. The club, the gym. But yeah.
Double dipping bodyguard.
100%, I was like, bro, people buying my merch while they were pissed. I was like, fuck it. Someone to support.
Why not?
Then I'd get them into the gym, sign them up, and then I'd start sending me like weird photos, like thinking we were like something. And I'm like, look, I don't mix pleasure with business, you know. Business is my thing. You know, it's good. Like, we're just chatting like friends, but I don't know if they got the wrong gist. So they thought I was wanting to fuck, but I was just wanting their peas. And some liked it, some didn't. They respected my decision at the end of the day because I'm like, look, I'm not that PT. I know a lot of PTs that bang their clients, and I'm not going to be one of them. So that was a little hustle.
Yeah, man. Are a lot of them still clients today?
No.
Moment in time. And so you were doing that. We haven't been doing that for two years. So you've had the 24, gone to Thailand, big like holy crap moment. 25, going all in on business, making money, socializing, hustling, like 16, 20-hour days. Were you working with Dan then?
So I was working with Beck. So I was with Beck first.
Okay, so you joined on a pod?
Yes.
Yep. And so for those that are curious, Dan runs a company called Fitness Profit and Elite Immersion. And so part of his business is that there's a team of coaches and he aligns you with kind of the coach believes that would work best for you. So like you've got a psychologist, psychotherapist, Jen Collins, so works really well for those that need that support, or NLP. Then you've got Jack, the numbers guy. And he's got a team that really works with them. So you've got Beck.
I had Beck at the time, yeah.
Love Beck, though, and nothing on Beck, but I now know you work with Dan.
Yeah.
Was there a reason for that, or is it just, you know, you got what you got from Beck? Because some people like, I only want to work with the boss, right?
Look, at the time, it was really good. I felt like she helped me to a level. I felt like I needed more in terms of I want to be drilled. Like, Jye, why aren't you doing this?
Whoa. Different channel,
whoa.
man. Different channel. After hours.
After hours. I just there was a few things that I was just like, look, I just wanted that extra push. I didn't really care about money. I knew what I was getting. So I sort of left, not because of any reason. She provided what she provided, and I respect that.
Yeah, great. Especially if you're looking for Facebook ads. She runs a company called Ads Academy.
Yeah, I'd definitely jump on that shit because without ads, you ain't going to grow as quick.
Yeah.
And
so that's probably when we met, which was with Jimmy and Dylan.
Yeah,
back
exactly.
On the
That's right. So I left them, and we went one-on-one with a guy called Brad, which was alright. We had a lot of things that went down in terms of accounts getting hacked and all that shit, which is just an inconvenient. And then I broke up with the chick I was with while in that program. Just didn't work. I just separated. I called Dan up. I was like, Dan, I'd love to come back, but I'm only going to be with you. I don't care what you charge me. We're working together.
As long as it's reasonable.
Yeah, and it was reasonable.
Yeah.
You know, he's seen me grow and he's seen what I've gone through, and we've just had a good connection. He's a good bloke. He's genuine. He's not about the money. He's about actual success and results, and that's what a services should be about.
Yeah, right. And so that was a year and a half ago. When, just a moment.
How's that going on my camera? Oh.
Camera's tight?
No way. Still on.
Did die.
That's all I've got. You don't fucking do it. No. Oh no.
Sorry, I got that whole thing.
Huh?
I got the whole thing.
But no sound.
I got some. So this captures some of it, so you can still hear it. And then what I've done is all right, so you've gone all in on 4 things a year and a half ago. You've then gone, hey Dan, let's really go at it. And was that kind of when you've had your conversation with Dan, you go, right, we're going to stop the guarding, we're going to stop doing admin for someone else, and we're going to open our own facility. And you went all in, rather than on 4 things, but 1 thing?
Yeah, so, look, I worked out what I was making, what I was doing, and I knew my passion was more into helping people better their lives and, you know, focus on their, you know, the mental side as well as their physical. And I knew the clothing was just for me, and it was more of a hobby, and I was trying to make it a business when I just needed to focus on what was making me money, changing other people's lives, and something I really enjoyed. So yeah, I went and you know, I was in a sublease with a friend who owned a boxing gym, and half the gym was mine, half was his. I bought all the gym equipment, and yeah, I outgrew that place in 8 months to open my new facility, Zero Gym.
And what do you mean by you outgrew?
Look, I started running Facebook ads, and I was signing people up left, right, and centre. You know, I got a coach. He was coaching everyone, and I was just calling in sales, and I was signing people up like left, right, and centre. I doubled my clientele, and I needed a bigger space. Things weren't working out at the boxing gym. There was untidy. I felt like I was doing everything. I was always there, picking up the pieces, and I was just like,
congruent.
I was just like, fuck this. I'm selling a high ticket membership, and it's dirty shit. But yeah, I just needed to go and level up. You know, I saved a lot of money. I put 200 grand cash into my new facility. I decked it out to how I liked it. You know, I've done a lot of travel all over the world. Dubai, America, all Asian countries, Thailand, Bali, and I picked an experience from each one of them gyms, and that's what created Zero Gym. I liked that area, and I had that experience of like, fuck, that's really cool, or it made me feel different, and I really wanted to implement that into a whole facility.
Yeah.
And I've done that.
When we were talking offline before, you were talking about like smells. So when you talk about experience, you have smells, sounds. What were you taking away from all these places that you've been to? Like, I guess, what would be the top 5 things from an experience that you really resonated with that made Zero Gym?
Look, there's a lot, to be honest. Just the aesthetic, the equipment, and just everything that I've taken along the way with the fight camps, the gyms, and the experiences that I've been in. I'm in actually the process of designing a certain scent for my gym, so people can remember.
Le de Sweat.
Hey,
Le de Sweat.
what's that?
Le de Sweat.
What the le sweat?
That's what you get. That's what you get when the sweaty guy next to you.
Oh, really?
You know that. Oh.
Bit like that, but when they come in, because I've got a very high ticket gym and it's very expensive, I want them to walk in and know that that smell is what they're getting. Jazza. Drop them things, brother. Nah, I just want them coming in, feeling
Patent pending.
yes, feel the facility, smell it, and I want them to remember it. It's like a reverse psychology sort of thing. It's like when you go into a Louis Vuitton or Gucci. When you walk in, you know what it smells like, and I wanted Zero Gym to be remembered for that scent.
Yeah, wow. Have you always wanted that? Or is it more as you've gone, like, you know, you've scaled to working in a facility, you're like, it's dirty, nah, it's unacceptable, like how am I going to control that? And you've now opened your own. Are you now starting to think, oh, these are all the things I can add, or have you always been thinking like that?
I have, yes. I listen to a lot of successful people that not only own gyms, but just in business, where, like you said before, scent, you see, like these are all experiences, and you know, smell is a very big one. You know what I mean? Like you walk down an alley, it smells like shit. You know not to walk down there because it smells.
Yeah.
And I think it, you know, ropes back into having a nice smelling gym where you feel refreshed. You know, some gyms just smell like a gym. I don't want my gym to just smell like a gym. I want this to smell like
the gym.
The fucking Zero Gym.
And well, what? So we got, okay, let's break that down. Smells.
Yep.
Do you have a favourite smell at the moment?
We are working on one.
You're about to say weed.
Wait, what?
You said weed. My brain goes weed.
Nah. I've got 2 samples in the making. It's really good. I actually can't wait. Something I'm actually looking forward to getting back to my facility because the samples are ready and I'm keen to.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know. It might sound a bit crazy to other people, but to me, I think it's going to be a game changer because I don't know. It's just something I've wanted to do for a long time, and now I'm able to do that. You know, I can step back from my gym and start working on my business instead of in the business, and I can start doing these things that I think are going to make a big difference to people. They might think it's a bit stupid, but you know, I've trusted myself going this far. I think I'm doing the right thing, and I think people will end up starting to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, because we talked about that before.
Yeah.
Equipment. Yeah, good equipment.
Yeah, got hammer strength.
Do you have Atlantis?
Don't.
I
know.
You can get your own branding on those bad boys.
Yes.
You can also do that with, I think you got Australian Barber?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can
do that as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually going to China in the next month. And
build your own factory. Oh.
Maybe. I'm going to the Canton Fair. I'm going to look at some appliances and look at designing some stuff to do with the gym. I'm keen to get over there and really put my head to action. Not in that way, Carl.
It's all right. Well, you can tell me more about it. We'll edit it all out for you.
All right, cool.
So we've got smells, we've got equipment.
Yep.
What about like apparel? You're going to be...
Yeah.
Because you've been doing that before. I guess for someone who's been doing it,
yep,
and you'll be going back to it, what changes would you make from your previous apparel and what's out there for yours to stand out?
Just making females clothes. Like,
and wearing it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where the guys are going wrong.
I just don't know why I didn't get into the female range quicker. It's just, like I said before,
what was for you before?
The Jye's was personal. I've almost got a cap gym, and the mums just want to look like the younger, but have the clothes that fit them. And there's not many brands that do it. You know, there's a few, but they're just daggy and shit. And, you know, the mums want to feel young too. And, you know, it's very hard for a mum to look at a younger girl who's sitting in the mirror going, why do I look fat? Or why do I look like this? And that's from feedback at my facility. Like, I've had young girls in my gym and I've had older girls. Like, the older girls have been around for like 3 years with me, and I always look after them because that's my niche as well. My avatar is mums. And I've had some younger girls in there, you know, taking photos of their asses and doing this and doing that, which is fine. But when they start making comments saying that they look fat and they're doing this, they're doing that, it makes the mums and that feel shit. And
what about me then?
Yeah, and they've really came up to me and said that, and I've really taken that feedback on, because without feedback you don't grow. Taking back to what you were saying with the female range and what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring out a female's range for zero and make it so, you know, the older crew can still look good as well. We'll just have to make it so it's more of a, you know, different size, because, you know, we know the stomach changes, the hips change. We can just muck around with the sizing and maybe do some custom orders to help.
And cool, we got smells, equipment, clothing. What else? What else makes a premium?
Look, I'm going to be getting into some towels, some of these water bottles.
Only some, limited edition.
Limited edition water bottles. Place your orders now. So we're going to get into towels, just obviously some oversized tees and some shorts, I think, because I've done all the trial and erroring with sizing and everything, so it'd be rude not to continue on. It's a lot easier to get money off an existing client than it is off a client that's not already paying you.
Yeah, unless you mug them.
Hey?
Unless you mug them.
Yeah, well, is that what he's doing, Sydney? But I think having someone paying you already and bringing something else that they can benefit on, at the end of the day, everyone likes supporting, local. And I've got such a good community. Like, I've got the best clients you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be really good.
Just to pivot on that, you train your clients, but then who trains Jye?
His name's Karl. He's from Sydney.
We'll start next week. Done.
Yeah.
He made me slow down.
He's a smart dude. But look, I've always wanted to get a coach, but I think with how much workload I'm doing, just trying to find time. And one thing I always said to myself is, don't let the business interrupt your training sessions. And I've always stuck by that. And I just think if I get a coach, I feel like I'll be just sort of wasting my money right now.
So don't let the business get in the way of your training?
No. Like, what I'm saying is, to the point where I can just get a quick session in on my own.
Yep.
If I can give myself an hour and a half a day to just go and train.
That's a quick session?
Well, you know what I mean.
Quick session to be 45 minutes.
Oh,
to an hour.
Yeah, well, that is a quick session, but like, I'd always just give myself an hour and a half. I feel like if I was going to get a coach and pay $100 a week for an online coach, I really want to have time to focus on my nutrition as well as my training.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, don't you save your clients time yourself?
What do you mean?
So what about when someone's a business owner and I'm a mum, I run a business, I've got 3 kids, my partner runs a business, but then I come to you because you save me time, because you do the plans, you do the nutrition, you give me the guidance. Yeah. So you're giving me back time because I don't have to try to figure it out.
I just feel like I'm one of them people where I've got to go all in or I'm not. And right now I feel like with my training I'm not doing that.
Right.
I've got a lot of injuries, like my neck's no good. I've been going to the physio more than I've been going to the gym. And I think that's been a bit of like a emotional sort of time really, because training to me is everything. And right now I can't put 100% in because of an injury. I just feel like if I get a coach and I'm not just putting in the 100%, it will piss me off more, to be honest.
But isn't the injuries what's causing you to like slow down?
Well, yeah, because I keep going to physio and they keep telling me to
get an injection.
Yeah, get an injection. That's right. That's why, I've been to that many physios and I haven't really had it that much good feedback. So
for you right now, it sounds like where you're at, you're managing this while scaling that. And once that's at the point that you envision, then
I can focus 100% on myself.
Yeah, right. And what is zero?
Zero gym?
Like, did they forget to put a number in there, make it 10 or?
Well, zero gym is zero excuses.
Right, zero excuses.
That's right. So I was strongly on zero excuses. You come down to our gym, we go strongly on results and community. And, it's a good slogan, zero excuses, because you're coming in here, you're not holding yourself back.
Whoa, coming in here, wow. Straight to the point.
Oh, yeah.
So you're coming in.
Can't take this guy anywhere.
Coming in. Yep, you're getting people in. Oh, 1 sec. So zero gym, zero excuses. So you've got, from what we were talking about before, you're getting about 10 people a week signing up.
Yeah, averaging 10 to 12 a week.
So I want to look for a gym, hurt myself. Where do I go?
Where do you go? Type in on Google, zero gym.
That's not how you spell Vitruvian Health, mate. I'm coming to zero gym.
Yep.
And what am I expecting? Like the smell of the equipment.
Ooh,
what experience have you created thus far? Because you're saying you're probably only about halfway there.
Yes. So I'm getting a very unique scent.
Patent pending. Just can't disclose.
Can't disclose the smell yet because it's still in the sampling stages, but there's not going to be a scent that smells like this in the world, because it's going to be fully custom, which I'm very excited because it's something very different. And I want people to remind him where they are, and in terms of being at Zero Gym. When you come into Zero Gym, there is zero excuses. We are a specialised gym that is a semi-private model facility, and we are the first gym content studio in Perth. So a lot of people don't really understand the content side. The content studio is a facility where you can lease it for a certain amount of hours. The gym is yours. You can bring your videographers, photographers. You can do product content, apparel content, podcast. It's got a juice bar in there as well, so you can plug your own music. The facility is yours. Whatever you want to do in there, except for OnlyFans. You got to include me. I'll be all good with it. But yeah, apart from that,
Jye's toes. Jye's toes.
Whoa.
OnlyFans.
But yeah, apart from that, it's just it's really unique. There's nothing else like it. It's aesthetic pleasing. It's hassle free. And it's been very popular in terms of, bodybuilders wanting to go and do, their posing, their photography work. It's got the best down lighting, and it's really cool.
How did you come? Where to start?
Where to start?
So, no, zero excuses. Where did that come from? Did you always used to make excuses up, or is that kind of a motto of how you live your life?
Look, from being a in-person personal trainer, I have heard every excuse under the fucking sun.
Yep.
Oh, this happened. Oh, I wasn't allowed to feed my dog. I had to take my dog for
I wasn't allowed to feed my dog.
Like, just...
I can't come to train.
You know, far out, man.
Yep, okay. That's a good one.
That's what I'm talking about. I just heard every excuse. And I just thought, you know what, I want to make a gym and a community where there's zero excuses, and we have a good community where they felt like they could come into the gym and, you know, be part of a team. And there's a lot of gyms that lack that community vibe.
All right.
There's no negative. I got no bad apples in the gym. If there is, I fuck them off. I don't care about the money. I just want to build a good community and get good results as a team. And I think that's what is really grown us, because we're about the people. We love knowing their names, their background, what they do. You're not just another number like a lot of these big box gyms out there. And that's what separates us from the rest. Just like your facility, you know, you got quite a boutique, you know, one-on-one performance physique facility. And I go strongly on, you know, that community and that good feel as well.
Yeah, make it about the people.
100%.
Yeah, thanks 758, much appreciated.
My name's Jye, man.
And for dyslexic people, it's not Jay, it's Jye.
Jizza.
Though you've got zero excuses,
Yeah.
what about, you know, the team? So you've built to a team of 8.
Correct.
So big congrats on that.
Thank you.
How do you handle that? Because if we were to go back to you past 3 years ago,
Yep.
family members died,
Yep.
then another passed away, like big challenge in your life.
Correct.
And it's really made you who you are.
100%.
Right? But at the same time, there was coaching with Dan, you were putting it off. And we were talking about before, it's not about, like, it would have been good if someone was a little bit tougher on you. But at the same time, it's probably good that no one was, because you were forced to then have that real conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
So what about, you know, someone's like, we all have it. Family member does die. We now prioritize the family over our own health. You know, isn't that an excuse in itself? Because if you did work on your health, you would have more energy for everything else. But in that moment, you're changing your priorities to be something else, and you're going to deal with the consequence of your health later. Like, how would you handle that in your facility?
Look, I knew I had no choice but to crack on.
Yeah.
Like, when I was told on the phone when I was in the crib room at my gym as a PT, and I got the phone call that my dad died, obviously I didn't handle that too well. I went straight home because I was fucked. I went to work the next day, and that's because I had to. No one pays my rent, no one helps me with food.
Yeah.
And like, thinking back, like, that just made me really think back to that. It's pretty fucked up, but at the time, when you know you've got no choice, you got to crack on. As much as I was broken inside and I was lost, I was like a dog without a fucking lead, man. I was a lost puppy running around, and I needed to really take a step back.
Yeah.
But in the time, I had so much anger inside of me that I just kept moving. I kept working. Like, I'll be honest, I did take the Saturday, Sunday off from security, because working the whole Saturday day and then doing night and then doing it again on Sunday, I did take that off, but then I was back in it the following week.
Started giving that some time yourself. So what are you doing? Because it sounds like, because you didn't have much of a community back then, you've now created this community in zero.
Yes, 100%.
What are you doing to make sure that if anyone ever did go through what you went through, they have a support network?
Correct.
Like, how are you making sure that's a thing? Is it catch-ups once a month, or is it check-ins? Like, what are you doing
In terms of clients?
Yeah, with your culture.
Yeah, so the culture at my gym, we do monthly challenges. For example, we're doing one right now. Who can do the most amount of calories on an assault bike in 1 minute? Tell you what, there's been a few of them. Previously, we done a plank challenge. How long can you hold a plank for? And Tracy, she went out in the piss the night before. She came into the gym and busted a 5-minute plank. So hands off to you, Tracy. And
what did you get?
I didn't even give it a go, to be honest.
Tracy leading the way.
I know, Tracy's a leader.
Yeah.
Now, next one, I'm looking at doing like a Bali retreat with my crew.
Yeah.
We just done on Saturday Train the Trainer. I was in there.
Yeah.
I was in Sydney.
Networking.
I was working. But yeah, so it's just making sure I'm receiving feedback from when I'm there and when I'm not there. I have had a lot of clients not want to talk to me. They wanted to tell someone else, which, fair enough. Some people don't feel comfortable talking to other people, that's just one of them things. And I'd love for everyone to feel like they can approach me and talk to me, because feedback is the biggest thing in business, and I go very strongly on it, because you don't grow and learn if you don't get that feedback.
Yeah, right. And just to pivot that, because it's not just Zero, it is a content facility.
Yep.
English translation?
So it is Perth's first gym content studio.
Ooh, it's the first. I like that. Yeah.
I'm labelling that shit.
Yeah.
No one's doing it like Zero Gym.
Yeah. One of the world's first.
Yeah, I think it's actually one of Australia's first. I think it is Australia's first. I've not actually seen a gym content studio. I just don't want to claim that shit yet. But
not the world's first.
Probably not.
Why don't you go big? Why don't you go bigger? World's first.
Well,
world's first Zero
let's
Gym.
Run it. World's first.
Just make it
gym
creamy,
content studio, Zero
creamy.
Gym. There's no one doing it like Zero.
Yeah. And if you are, so many excuses.
Yes, zero excuses. But yeah,
content.
The content. I know these days with business, if you're not creating content, you're not going to grow that well. I think, being you and your persona and how you display yourself on the socials will be a big increase in, insights and engagement on your content, because people like to know a lot about you and how you run things and who you are as a person. If you're a cockhead, no one's going to fucking watch your stuff. Simple as that. So I think having a space where people can feel like they can go in there and not have people looking at them and staring at them and make them feel uncomfortable while they're setting up their tripod or, creating content or even mic'd up sessions, because we know talking in front of people is hard. And that was a challenge that I had when I was trying to make content. I was just a PT, just trying to make an income at a gym with a fucking tripod sometimes. And people do look at you like, really? Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you're a PT, you got to do that shit for business. So I wanted to create a safe space where it's hassle-free, it's aesthetic pleasing, and you feel like you're not getting stared at by a fucking bunch of weirdos.
Right, so it's really just you've created a safe space, one for the mums and the members, also safe space for your trainers to network with many people, which also gets feedback.
Yep.
And then you've also created a safe space for content creators, for those that want, obviously, use the hexagonal lighting, so good lighting, good space, good kit, soon good smells, but just for them to also feel safe and not feel like everyone's watching them.
Sure.
Yeah, right. Has that come out of you feeling uncomfortable being in a gym filming? Or, because as you said, you've traveled the world learning from a lot of facilities and gone, that one smells, this one kit, this one lighting. Was there a content space, or was that just a gap you found?
So this is crazy. So maybe 5-6 years ago, I've always had an open mind of creating things, and I've always been in that business sense. And I was just like, why is there no, like, there's photography studios for photo content and video content. Why isn't there a facility for gym content? Yeah, you can say you can get gym content at any gym.
Well, you and I weren't open back then, so it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. There's not many OGs around, so I looked at it as like, there's not many gyms doing it, and if there is, they're public gyms, 24/7 gyms. The lighting's either shit, there's too many people, you get stared at, you feel uncomfortable. So I was just like, when I start making money, I really want to do that. Like, that's something I really wanted to do. And I was just like, why is there no one doing this? And I just put, I put hammer and tong together and started doing the PT, and then I was just like, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it.
Flip the switch.
Flip the switch. I outgrew the place in Wangara. I saved a lot of money, put a lot of cash in, and I felt like I'd done something so terribly wrong. But that was hands down the best decision of my life. I put everything into this gym, and still to this day when I walk in there, I look out the facility and I'm just like, fuck me.
Yeah, wow. Big shift.
Yeah.
Well, let's pivot on that to really kind of like what we've asked, who's Jye, but like what makes up Jye, I guess. You're not really training at the moment due to injury.
Yep.
So how are you balancing your, hey mate, these are my notes.
What's going on back there?
I guess challenges, obstacles, and you've really like dominated and come out of it.
Yep.
From all this hassle with other people and now just going really all in on self.
Yeah.
Are there any real highlights in your life in the last 2 years where you were like, yeah, I'm good? Or, as you just said, once I make money, I'm going more on. So it sounds like you get to a checkpoint and then you go further and further and you leverage more.
That's right.
But have you had a moment of complacency?
In terms of going, where do I stop?
Yeah, like I've done the gym now. I've started the Sense. Is part like because a lot of people, we set goals, right, and you've set goals and you're achieving them quicker than expected. And then there's a point for a lot of us that will probably hit a point of complacency, and then we have a challenge, and then we go again.
Yeah.
But for you keep digging deeper, growing faster.
Yeah, man.
What is that thing that has you? Okay, done. Tick. Next.
Yes. Look, I've just got the dog in me where I'm just all in. Like I said, when I'm all in or I'm not. And I think I know what I want in terms of the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to live no ordinary life. I want shit. And I want to be able to do what I want when I want. And I want to really take everyone who's helped me get to where I am today with me to the top. Like, at Zero Gym, I do let them know that I appreciate every single second of their time and what they've done to help me grow. And they're going to be coming with me to the top no matter what. I'm not a greedy person. I believe in, looking after the people who were there from the start. Because, I got no family. I lost some important people to me. And I want to share my wealth with the people that have helped me get there. And I think knowing that I'm not there yet makes me keep grinding for that sort of that next level, for sure.
With how loving and caring you are, like you really are, sounds like being a blessing in most of these people's lives. So that if someone like you is in that situation, again, you're that person that can help them, right?
Yeah.
Could that not then could that not soften the person? So let's flip the narrative. Okay. You're working with you. Mm-hmm. Would you get hungrier to really drive that mission? Or would you pull away because it's not your personal mission? So Jye works for Jye. So current Jye, you're thriving, you're dominating, you're hungry as the dog, and you want to just help as many people as possible, and you take them to the top.
Correct.
But what if you were part of your own team? So you're not the leader, you've got someone exactly this Jye now. Would you thrive with them and support it? Because you've had the hardships, you're self-driven, you're dominating.
Look, I feel a lot of people don't have as, like, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I feel like going from that bad experience, look, I'm not saying just because I went through that bad experience I'm that hungry. You've either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
I feel like if that other Jye, wasn't as hungry, I'd try and change their mindset in a way of going, look, you have potential. You either want it or you don't. No one's forcing you. But I'm here to help if you want to learn. Ask me questions. I always ask my coaches to always ask me that. Ask me anything. I'm not just your boss. I don't want to be a boss. This gym is your gym. It's not my gym. It's our gym. And we grow together. You got questions. I let my clients, I let my coaches do all their filming and do all that shit. Like, this is your gym. I'd try and give as much information to help someone, but if they don't want it, they don't want it. They're still a part of the team, and if they're gonna still work, to the best of their ability, then so be it. But if they start slacking and they start treating my business like shit, then fuck off. We don't need you. You know what I mean? In a respectable way.
Yep. And so obviously there's a set standard. Everyone rises to that standard. If you can't meet the standard, then look, it's okay. We're just not aligned anymore.
In a way. Like, I have, on this process, I've lost a lot of good friends and I've lost a lot of friends.
But you've also gained.
I've gained a lot more than I've lost, put it that way. And like, these people that have actually been there from the start, it's not that they can't keep up, they've actually let me down. I have a lot of trust in a lot of people, and it only makes one mistake to a point where it's affected me, and I take it wrongly, like big time, because I don't have that family. So when I commit to a friend, we go hard, and
you got to pee in a bottle.
That's right.
Yeah, hold the bottle.
That's the
test.
If you look after me, I look after you, and that's how it should go around.
All right.
But yeah.
Any misconceptions from that? So, for example, you just said I don't want to sound cocky.
Yeah.
Though, is it cocky, or is it just that, what a cockhead? But that person doesn't really understand you. So it's misunderstood. So are there any misconceptions, or if that's it, any misconceptions that people have of Jye? So when they meet you, right, you're like, for those that want to know, clean health, literally, I've paid diamond ticket. This guy's like gotten the cheapest ticket possible. And this guy, he's come up to me. He's like, bro, how's it going? What's going on? Mate, Adam Sullivan's going to be here. And then he's sitting next to me. And I'm thinking, this motherfucker. But because of your energy and your enthusiasm, people are like, he's diamond. He's a diamond. He's in the rough.
100%.
Right, so
I think, what you're saying is 100% right. Like, you got to be confident in this game.
You did get the cheapest ticket, 100%.
Yeah. I got the fucking cheapest ticket.
I didn't even pay. I just rocked up.
I seen Karl. Yeah, he's my man.
Take his card.
I think, people might look at me for my content, stupid videos I do in Coles.
Yeah, like, what are these sleeves?
Yeah, what are these? I know, let's cut the fuckers off. I think people might look at me...
You look great in your Coles top, by the way.
Thanks, man.
I do enjoy Coles top.
Look, it takes a lot of balls to do that shit. If I told myself a year ago I was doing this, I'd tell him...
I would have gone Woolies.
No, I would have went Audi, man. Come on. No, I think in this business game, you got to be really confident in yourself. You got to really believe what you sell. You're not selling a fucking pen. You're selling a service that can benefit people's lives, stop them from getting heart disease. Like, there's a lot of factors to take in consideration. But look, when I meet people and people come up to me or I speak to someone, they're like, "Fuck, man, like, you're exactly like the videos. You're like, you're a real fuckhead." No, they're like, you're funny and you're actually a genuine dude. I feel like sometimes it might come across that I am a bit of a dickhead in that sort of way, but you know, we've all got a story, and I feel like you can't judge anyone until you meet them. Just the old saying, you can't judge a book by its cover. People still judge a book by its cover. I fucking do. You know, you're only human. If I see someone doing something silly, I'll judge them from that experience. But I didn't know what they've gone through. You know, they could have lost their dad a few days ago. You know what I mean? So I think you got to really judge a character from your experience. Don't jump on your mate's bandwagon because he said, you know, this about this person. I think that's just something that I've encountered from my growth in my business and my online space with my gym and stuff. So, yeah.
With you said with growth.
Correct.
Have there, you know, not having the family there, have there been many influences or role models that have helped shape your ideals?
Look,
beliefs?
there's one bloke on the net that I respect. Everyone says I copy him with the videos and stuff. Adam Sullivan.
Yeah, I don't see him wearing Cole's tank tops.
No, neither do I.
Though he might be listening, and he might.
He's probably listening.
Nah. He does actually go to Woolies though.
Yeah, well, fuck it. He goes to Coles.
No, he's in Woolies.
Oh, really? There you go. I don't fucking know. I watch his videos. I love his content. He's a very smart dude. Very respect him in many ways. He's knowledgeable. He's doing the best in the industry from my point of view. Good bloke.
Just being himself.
I feel like watching him and chatting to him when I was in the Goldie and I went on a mad one with him, it really got me out of my shell. I got a little bit more confident in just giving everything a go. He said, what's there to lose? And I've actually taken that on. So I think he's probably been my biggest, what would you say, influence and the best advice I've had from anyone.
Really? Just what have you got to lose?
What have you got to lose, and just who gives a fuck? Every bit of content is going to get better by time.
Yeah.
And if I go back to my first video, to my meeting video, or to my new video, like it's just on a new level.
Do you remember what your first video was?
Fuck. I probably don't want to watch it.
Fuck. I should send you the photo of mine. My first video is me showing people how not to be professional. And it's me eating, wearing a shirt over my head, and still to this day people have photos. I'm like, God damn it.
Bro, it's funny you say that. Probably shouldn't. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep that in the deal. All right, what do we got?
So we got biggest influences, motivation, focus, setbacks. There are highs and lows in all of our lives.
Correct.
Obviously, you're on this wave of growth. You're only human. When do you have setbacks, and how do you get out of them quickly?
I think setbacks is when I go on a mad bender, to be honest. Because when I go on a mad one, it's good hanging out with good people, get a lot off my chest sometimes. But, you know, the 2 to 3 to 4 day recovery is just really fucks in my head.
Do you still do that at the moment?
No, I haven't been on the sesh in a while. Like, I had a few drinks on the weekend. I got a bit blasted drinking, but I'm talking about just, you know, getting on the booger sugar.
What do you mean by booger sugar?
All right, let's redo that video.
Well, let's pivot then.
Say that. Redo that.
So, you know, you're writing this. You've gone from struggling to just dominating.
Correct.
Yet, you know, it can't be that easy. A lot of people, it can't be that easy. People might say, or it's just him. It could never be me. And a lot of those people, they're in a lower point.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I'm quite fortunate with my partner's dad used to be CEO of NAB, and he rides my case. He's like, you just got to get the little wins. Just like the little wins, and you scale it up.
Yeah.
For you, what are your little things to help you get back up?
I think it's just keeping consistent. Like, honestly, you've heard it before. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of big names that talk about the right shit. and consistency is the biggest thing. The more times you do things, the better you're going to get. And I've just stayed consistent. I've not let anything get in the way of my consistency. I've just, head down, bum up. I've got no excuses. I've got no kids. I've got no pets. I don't have really any family. And I just fucking just go in on everything I do. And I feel if you really want something and you want to get it, it's there. What you put in is what you get out. And I go strongly on that.
All right. Well, can we do an example of that?
Yeah.
So 2025 sounds like, it smells good. You've got travel.
Smells good. Where are them fingers been?
Don't worry, it's patent pending. But you're getting equipment. It sounds like one of the things is you want to take zero from just one to multi, and you really want to be helping to scale, not just yourself, but help other businesses.
Correct.
I know I'm going to do this on the next episode, but just a little bit is we have an event, 120 business owners, and they're all talking about, they all want help. And you and I use virtual assistants.
Yep.
Love them. Hiring them, you hate them because it like anything
it's
to hire,
hard, man.
It's hard.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah. And so you're looking at setting something up to make that process a lot easier for people.
Yeah, look.
However, let me get to it. What if 2025, it all goes pear-shaped? The gyms don't scale. The merch isn't to the stand. Because obviously you can always get merch, but it's not to the standard you want. The smell's just not resonating. Like, you've set these big goals and success leaves clues. You have dominated all those goals, much sooner than expected, which is awesome to see. Mm-hmm. What if, I hope that's not the case, touch wood, but what if 2025 went the other way? How are you going to pivot that for yourself?
How I'm going to pivot?
Yeah.
Just like I have with life. I get the fuck up and give it all. Anything that's knocked me down, I just go back, figure out what I done wrong, and implement it another way until I get it right.
Right.
I'm too balls deep to be stopping now. I'm only 27 and I want to retire young, so I've got...
You got only 1 year.
I got to beat Dan. Dan said he was a millionaire at 29. I'm hoping to be a millionaire by next year. And I'm not giving myself an option. I'm not letting myself fail. Fail is not a fucking option.
Yeah.
Like, where are the fingers at, my budgie? Oh, you're taking photos for me now.
That's okay. So yeah, failure isn't an option?
Failure to me is not an option. The only time you fail is in the gym. And I think, for example, if something happened to me, I snapped my fucking neck or my back, yeah, I'd be fucked. But what do? I've got to get over that. I've got to make a plan. I've got to sit there and, if I need to hire another coach or if I need to get a different mentor, always you got to have security. Like I've got money there. I don't spend all my money on stupid shit. I know if something was to go tits up, I've got money there to pay for a service that can help me in the time to get better. I know that's always an option. And just got to have a clear mind and, things in business are up and down. It's never just going to be guns and rainbows, like you got to expect that in business. And I think if you have structure and systems and routine and you keep consistent, I think you're always going to be good because, you're going only forward. And I think if something was to take my business away, I'm only going to learn from that mistake. And I think, I don't think it's going to happen because my drive is just there. Like, it would take a lot of, I don't know, I'd have to lose they'd have to kill me, put it that way.
No, I've got good systems, it'll still work.
My structure.
Well, then pivot that again. You said next year be a millionaire.
Yep.
There's still 3 months in the year left. Why not this year?
Why not this year?
Why not over the next 3 months?
Well, I have been to that many different states of Australia and done so many different countries, and all for work, all for a good cause. But when I get back, there's a few more systems that I'm going to implement in my business that are going to take it to the next level. And I can't wait to share it with everyone. I've got something that's going to help people learn, then I've got something that's going to help companies grow, and then I've got a gym that's going to help people live longer. And I think all of these three things are just going to be, I don't know, it's just going to be a no-brainer to implement all in my business, because I've got the facility, I've got the manpower now. I think it's I'm not letting it go anywhere but to the top.
Right. So whilst you're traveling then, how are you managing? So you're saying once you get back,
yes,
then you're going. So what do you do in your downtime? Like you're traveling at the moment, you have a team, you have an assistant who you call, like I saw you talking to a videographer, getting stuff done.
Yes.
What are you doing in your spare time whilst you're traveling?
Solitude.
So really now is just the time to just give clarity?
I'm not going to lie. On my birthday, it was 3 weeks ago, I flew myself to Broome to be by myself for my 27th birthday. I went on this fucking seaplane to the horizontal falls, and I just went there by myself to just breathe, relax and think. I had no reception out there. I've realised how bad I am on my phone, and I've got a team that is taking care of everything. I've delegated all my roles, right? And I've gotten to a point where I need to step back and consider my own health, because it's very overwhelming. 10x in my income in a very short period of time it is overwhelming, and I'm not gonna not say that, because it has been, and I've just got to realise what I have grown and sort of be happy with what I've done. In me still thinks I've done nothing, but I need to really have this time to myself. Like I extended another 4 days to stay here in Sydney, to come in here and chat to you and to Dan, but just to really not be on my phone and just be in the moment. And since being in the moment, I've seen gaps in my business that I would not have seen if I was in my business. Mm-hmm. And I'm fucking on my phone typing in on my notes going, how the fuck have I not done this? What's this like? So I think having that time away from your business really realizes, you really realize what the gaps are. And I've got an open mind of hitting different strategies and techniques differently. And I can't wait to go back and put 100% in again and fucking implement them.
What's one thing that you're going to implement?
The agency, and have a structure with my programs that I'm going to do differently.
Can you disclose more?
Not really.
Sponsored by Vitruvian Health. Yeah, thanks, mate. But what do you mean by structure?
Structure. So it's easier for me and my team. It's going to save a lot more time. And we know time is money. And
time is time, money is money.
Time is time, money. But look, when you get to a stage, you got to buy back time, because, like I said, there's not much time in a day, and to buy back time, to have time to think on what you need to implement in the business is a big thing for me right now.
Right.
I don't want to make no mistakes, and I don't want to rush anything.
So for anyone that's probably on this episode, they go, oh, he's full of himself, bit of a cocky guy, or wow, what a journey. Really wouldn't matter how anyone does perceive today. really at the end of the day, wherever someone is, if you're feeling overwhelmed, feeling stuck, there should be actually, hey, when are you actually taking time for yourself? Maybe it is a bender, but that's a point where you can get what you need out and reflect. 2 is to go all in rather than be super divided across everything. Go all in on the one thing, but really the thing that you have purpose in, which is what you've done.
100%.
And the 3rd is, if you may be alone today, but in the future, if you can focus on those 2 things to give back to yourself, you will find more people aligned with your own vision.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Brother, awesome. Thank you so much for today's episode.
That's good.
If anyone's like, wow, Zero Gym, I'm sick of my excuses, or really wanting to connect because maybe like, how do I sit with myself and not be on my phone because I've been glued to it for 10 years? How does someone connect with you?
So you can jump on the Instagram, it's zerogym.hq on Instagram, or just Zero Gym. It's spelt with a Z, Zero Gym. You can find us on all socials. But yeah, go check the page out. There's a lot of good knowledge on there, from your nutrition to techniques to all kinds of things. And if you need a gym content studio, I'm the first out there. So thank you.
In Perth.
International.
So that's the interview with Jye. So this is just getting to know him, his story, and understanding the facility and what he does. Next episode, we're going to be diving more into the agency and how he's looking to really help business owners scale in their business and support them with virtual assistants and much, much more. See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.